It is begun. Hello everyone, and today this is an unusual video. Even I have to say that. I don't normally do this, but... and my grammar's already in a mess. Anyway, I'm here with the master of liminal spaces himself, Ferrante, Mr. C. Ferrante.
Hello, it's me, Mr. C. Ferrante.
This is the first interview I've actually done with. Well, not the first. I've actually, like I said, I told you last night, I did this with someone else, except that did not end well. Anyway, so
Hope it goes better this time.
I have a few burning questions I actually have to ask, and I'm pretty sure if anyone's seeing this from your channel, you're here for a reason, and I think I got some of your questions covered. If I didn't ask in the comments, I will ask him later. So first of all...
I'm being held hostage.
Oh boy. Anyway, so first question. I'm wondering what order these should be in. So when did you actually start your first channel? Because you said like you started multiple. Like when was your first? How did it go?
I initially tried to make a YouTube account to make videos back in like 2012. But my parents didn't let me. I have a bunch of like old like Roblox VODs from like 2011 that I think I can still access. They're on like a terabyte hard drive somewhere. But I haven't seen them in a long time. But the first channel that I actually got to make was February 3rd, 2015, and it was on my iPad I got for my 10th birthday. It was a first or second generation iPad mini. And that was it was fun. I just made a little introduction video, and I surprisingly showed my face on the first time I did YouTube, which was surprising to me now. But you know, he was always confident, I guess. And then I did a gaming video right after that, and I remember that video getting like 100 views. I was like, yeah, let's fucking go. I'm the shit now.
Yeah, 100. So my reputation with the number 100, that has been my goal ever since 2011. Yeah, we started around the same time. Except, basically, my channel has just gone through a history. I haven't changed channels. It's just, I stuck with this one, because I didn't really feel like creating another. And I have gone through many name changes, and so on, stuff like that. Hold on, let me just make sure the recording is still going. Otherwise, this is going to be awkward. Yeah, it's still going.
That's
anyway,
fine.
So, anyway. Second question. One that I think a lot of people that are on your channel are dying to know. How did you get into liminal spaces and the backrooms in general? Like, how did you find this stuff?
I've never been, even today, I've never been like too into the concept of like liminality and the whole like liminal spaces thing. It's kind of like I was in the right space at the right time, because even today and even back then, I've never really felt that kind of like nostalgic connection to a liminal space. I personally don't understand it. Like I understand it myself, but I don't get it. I don't like get the actual like the feeling, the nostalgia, that kind of stuff. I know that other people do, but me personally, I don't get it. It was just, well, I guess to move back to the question there, I learned about the Backrooms itself back when it first happened. So like the original 4chan post, and everyone started making videos on that. And that was it was Some Ordinary Gamers, good Big Man Mudahar. It was Nick Crowley, and I think it was those two who really showed like that's where I was introduced to it. And then I remember it was July 20th or 19th of last year. And I was browsing around YouTube, and I remember I rediscovered the Nick Crowley video, and I was like, huh, I wonder if anyone's done anything with this. So I looked it up on Google, and I found the old Wikidot, and I was browsing through it, and there was this one level I found. I didn't find liminality or nostalgia from it, but I thought it was just really cool. It was like a sewer, and like it was like a really tight, like it was like a 3 foot like tall like circle like in diameter, and you like it was like half filled with water or something, and it was interesting. I was like, this could make for a really fucking. I thought this could make for a really fucking cool game. That's the first thing I thought, and I was like just imagining that. But again, I don't have much experience with coding. I've done a little bit, but I've never. I don't know enough to actually do that. I know a little bit of JavaScript, but that's about it.
Thankfully, there is a game for it now.
There's multiple. There's quite a few.
I'm just saying the best one out there concerning level-wise, it is on the old wiki. It is based off the old wiki, but regardless, it does its job as a Backrooms game. Enter the Backrooms.
100%.
Enter the Backrooms.
Enter the Backrooms by Cosmic Crow. I want to play it someday.
He did a really good job. I played it it does its job as a game real good.
It does. I've spoken with quite a few of the Backrooms game developers. I've spoken with Pie on a Plate, who made the original Steam game. I've spoken with Cosmic Crow, who made the game Enter the Backrooms. I've spoken with the people who've made the Backrooms Online. I've spoken with some of the creators, some of the Roblox games, like Sacrifice and Will, who made every one. So I've spoken with quite a few creators and a lot of game devs on just that kind of thing in general. And backtracking the other topic here is when, after I found that old level, I remember I was just thinking somebody could do an SCP style thing on this. Well, I didn't think that at first, but I remember I went into Google and was like, has anyone covered these levels in a sort of narrator-esque way? And I found one video that was kind of like that. It was made by a guy called, oh shit, what was his name? I don't remember his name exactly, but it's in my 1K Q&A. I do say his name. He doesn't have that. He deleted it now. He doesn't have that video up anymore. But it was called the first 5 levels of the Backrooms, and I was like, huh, no one's really done this. So I decided myself. I took this upon myself. I said, okay, I got no shot. This was during my big hiatus from YouTube, because the channel I was on, as of current, it had been 5 years since I started, and I've gotten nowhere. Because the first channel was Cool Chaos, that lasted for 6 months, got 50 subs, and I made a video that there's more history to that than I will say, but there was a video I made that was suggested that ended up getting taken down by YouTube. So I got a community guideline strike. So I moved channels, did the same thing, got another community guideline strike. When I made a new channel, then that video got hacked. That channel got hacked, and then I had to delete that channel. I had a new channel that went for a year, and I ended up getting popular. Not popular, I was saying, but I ended up getting a little bit of traction on something I wasn't both comfortable, nor looking back on it. It was definitely something that I should have realized sooner. But I thank God that I realized it when I did, so I stopped. I moved from that channel, then I had Glacentrix, which was the predecessor before Mr. Ferrante, and that's where I really popped off. Because I used to make a lot of gaming content, and I had a 1-year hiatus after a video, and then I came back, and I remember people usually talk about the Lamunk, or the stinky monkey that I have on the mug or on the table in those videos, and people don't understand the context of that. And the context of that is I combined Megalovania with Stinky, and I made a video that was called Stinky Lovania, and that video fucking popped off and got 30,000 views. And that was the day I was like, holy shit, this I shit you not, when that video started I talked about that video for I think a week straight. That's all you fucking heard from me. I remember I went outside, I went out and hang out with some friends, and that's all I fucking talked about. I was like, yes, it's got 10k views. And that's all I talked about. And I was blown away by that. And then afterwards, I started making music more, and then it was starting to downfall again, and I was like, it was 4 months since I made my last video, and I remember it was 2 in the morning, and it was July 21st, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll give it a shot, I'll test my luck with it. I made the video, the channel art, the banner in 30 minutes, and I made the first video, put it on Reddit, got a bit of traction, and then we're here to where we are today.
Ooh, so that's how it all started. As for the video that blew up for the Stinky Lovania, I think, that's the one that blew up, right?
I've had 2 that blew up. I had Stinky Lovania, but no, I would say 4 actually. So I had Stinky Lovania that blew up. I had another meme video that blew up, which used Earthbound Sanctuary Guardian, which is a good song to be fair.
Yeah.
And that got 30k views, and that actually got put in a compilation of memes. They got like, I think it got like 1.5 million views, something like that. And then I speed ran a Killer Bean game called Killer Bean Unleashed, and I put that on speedrun.com, and that blew up, got like 10,000 views. And I don't know if you know Sleepy, but there's a YouTuber or popular Twitch channel called his name's Ludwig Ogren. I'm not sure if you know of Ludwig Ogren.
I've heard of him. I heard the name.
Okay, so in 2019, he did a video called where he speed ran an MS-DOS game called Mario Yacht. He played Mario Yahtzee, so it was just Yahtzee with Mario essentially, and he speed ran it. And I took the liberty upon myself to speed run the game. So he got a time of like, I think it was like 9:56, and then I had like a competition with somebody else to get the lowest time. It was like 8:18, 8:14, like 9:20, and it was like he got like 7:50 something, and I blew his ass out of the water with like a 7:28, and that's still the record. I still hold that record even a year later. So that got like 5k views. It was, I posted on his subreddit, and it was like 5 upvotes away from getting shown on his stream. And I think if that video got shown on his stream, I think it would have been completely different. So there would have been a huge shift in what I've been doing today.
Oh boy. So yeah, I don't think a lot of your fans know that you speedrun things.
I do. I have quite a few records under my sleeve.
Yeah, but you're not really known for them, sadly.
No,
The only time that you really get known is just even like on big games such as Minecraft, and I'm sorry that this is such a stereotype. On big games such as Minecraft, and I don't know, like I can't find any other game that people have speedrun that get a huge audience from it.
I know quite a few.
Anyway, so I forgot what I was gonna say. So, what was one of the more interesting liminal spaces that you found? Like, it doesn't have to be specific, like, it doesn't have to be just involving the Backrooms or any specific liminal system, just what was the most interesting one you found?
Again, since I don't get that concept, not the concept, I don't get the feeling of like nostalgia and shit. That has never played a factor in like my decision making on what makes a level good. Granted, people usually factor in nostalgia and what makes a level or a liminal space interesting, and like that's the point of a liminal space. It's meant to feel nostalgic and slightly like weird in that sense, but like I never felt that. I feel like the more interesting the level, the better it is. That's why I used to like a lot of. He's probably my favorite. That's why I like so many of the creators on Liminal Archives personally, because I think they make it more. I'm more of a like logistical person, more like scientific thought, like the way I think. I'm not a very creative person in that sense, so I'm not a big fan of like the whole like idea of just like. I don't like things that are bound in like falsehoods. I like things that are not clear cut, but logical. That like it makes sense in that kind of world. Like I enjoy Perdition Exclusion Zone because it's such an interesting thing. Cause it's like it's like Chernobyl, but it's like in like the space of level 11, the old level 11 that is, and it's just all there. That's why I like the way because. I didn't like level 11 because there wasn't much about it. It was just a city. It was too close to reality. That's why I didn't like it. It was too close. It was just Earth. It was literally just a city, except it was not inhabited by people, but it was inhabited by facelings, which substituted people, which pretty much acted like people. Which it's just a random city.
Those facelings.
It's not a city. It's not. I don't like it. That's why I prefer the new level 11, the Liminal Archives version, because it makes sense of what it would be. Plus, it fits in well with like storytelling, because you had the Eye of God, which was this massive thing above level 11, now 12, and then it fucking exploded, which was said in the article that it could blow up at any fucking time, and it fucking did. And now the pieces of Eye of God are like the big metal structures holding it up are all across the thing. It's all exploded and ruined, and that's why I like that, because it fits in both scientifically and logically, and then lore wise it also fits in. I just like those better. and the liminal space systems I like better. I'm a big fan of all the liminal space systems. I feel like the backrooms were just. The backrooms are great. Don't get me wrong. I love the backrooms, but again, people have there's a point in time where it gets repetitive, which is why I didn't like it. Which is what Liminal Archives does to change. But then they also have more than Liminal Archives. You have your threshold, like the Cult of Finis Mortis, which is just, let's say we have this area in, I think it was in, I don't remember where it was exactly. Somewhere in, I can't recall, but I think it was somewhere in Europe, and it was just. Yeah, the more energy you put into this space, the slower or faster time goes. So you can essentially travel through time the more energy you put into it. And they had this whole lore system where it's like, okay, and back in the day they talked about this and this and this, and they got to the point where they wanted to put more energy into it, and then they got to the point where they put a fucking nuke into it and they blew it up. That time doesn't move. It's just stands still. It's zero. It moves so fucking slow, and the blast, which should take like 10 seconds to occur, will take millions of years. That's how so much energy is being put into that one area, which is really cool. It's just interesting. Among other things, you have like your Crimson systems, your Midden Ground, your airy fucking, I don't know the fuck, I hate that stupid name. Curse you. And then you have the Oculus system. And then you have your other limb spaces, like the bridge space, you have the Lone Tower, you have the collapsing system with the Ashen Tomb. It's all really interesting stuff. It's not held back by limitations. Because the backrooms, you were confined to certain things. Because you see, even though I don't like it, this is why I don't like it, okay? People enjoy level 404, for example, by Ito, who I don't like personally, but again, the level itself, okay, fine, it's a decent piece of writing, but the reason why I don't like it is because it doesn't fit the theme. It's not a backrooms level. It doesn't fit what it is. It would do better in its own separate thing, like a limb space. That was a limb space. That's where I would put it. If this was instead of being a backrooms level, this feels like more of a limb space than a backrooms level, personally. And then if you were to have.
Level 10 is a good example of that.
Yeah. The snack rooms make sense. The snack rooms doesn't feel... It's a pretty decent backrooms level. It fits the theme. I will say that. It does fit the theme. But then you have levels like the Summit. The Summit isn't the backrooms E. It's more of a limb space. The Summit is a good read. It's a really good fucking read, actually. It's one of my favorites. But it's not a backrooms level. It's more of like a limb space. It's more of a confined area that just has an anomalous property to it. That is what a limb space is. It is a space that has liminal properties. The backrooms is not that. So levels like the snack rooms, sure. The whiteout, the blackout, snack rooms. What other levels could fit the description? Anything that the more roomy levels. You have the arcade. You have the metro. You have even those. Those all to me are what backrooms levels are. Those are backrooms. Now levels like level 808, the Covert of Time, which is that. Levels like
Zenith.
Level 11.2 Zenith is a good one, actually.
Yeah.
Level 404, those fit more under the category of a limb space, because again, you look at and even then, this one's actually the Ultimate Fate. Ultimate Fate is not a backrooms level because it's just a regular ass town, but again, it has the properties of fucking, what's the movie called? Final Destination, where you keep avoiding death, but death will eventually come to you. So it's really weird. A lot of the levels that the Liminal Archives people wrote fit better as limb spaces than they did actual backrooms levels. Anything that isn't a confined space shouldn't be a backrooms level, in theory. The Field of Wheat, in theory, shouldn't really be a backrooms level. Because it's not really confined. It's confined, but it's not confined. That's why the dome system isn't a backrooms level. Because it's not confined in a way. Look at the Eater is a good example of a backrooms level. The Eater is a good backrooms level because it fits the idea. It's a theater that it's an enclosed place. It's a theater, which theaters themselves are quite nostalgic even now because they're running out of fashion nowadays, which is sad. But they fit the theme. They have the criteria to match up Backrooms. They have the nostalgia. They have all these sort of things. The Backrooms aren't meant. One of the biggest criticisms, like I see people saying the Backrooms have to be nostalgic. Not inherently.
That's
the Backrooms are not The Backrooms are not meant to be creepy. They're not meant to be nostalgic. They're just meant to be eerie is the better word. They're meant to be eerie and desolate. Entities did not ruin. I would say entities did not ruin the Backrooms. I think the amount of entities ruin the Backrooms. Entities themselves do not ruin the Backrooms. Because when you have a space that's this big, you're bound to have something. But when you have this many, then there's a problem.
Well, it's just, for me, when I look at it, it's more of just how many entities, what room. Okay, the way I see entities from the Backrooms is just certain entities are special to certain levels. You know that, like, those level-specific entities, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the way it should have been for mainly all of the levels that we're gonna have entities at all, except there's just these very little entities exist in multiple rooms, but every single level would have its own unique entity if it were to have them at all.
What I've never understood is how do these entities get from one level to another? How do they exist on different levels? That doesn't make any sense, because if they're not intelligent, then how do they get to other levels? I think the only entities that should be able to go into a different level or a different space is if they were intelligent enough to understand the concept of that.
The thing is, I think like anyone making the entities for the Backrooms are just making the assumption that the entities are all, no matter how intelligent they are, they're always aware of what no clipping is. That's the way I think about it.
That doesn't make any sense though. How would a stupid entity understand the concept? Like, how would a hound understand the concept of liminality? How would they understand the concept of no clipping? They just exist there.
Yeah, that's the one.
That doesn't make any sense. They should be bound to a level.
Exactly.
Or a place. Unless if you truly want to add them to different levels, you can just say an easy fix to that problem would just saying, okay, an intelligent group or species that we don't know of or we do know of decided to bring these entities to a different level, make them an invasive species.
That would make much more sense.
That would actually make more sense lore-wise. Because how the fuck do you get spiders on every fucking level? They're not that intelligent. They're intelligent, but they're not like that intelligent.
The thing is, like I said, I just think everybody's making an assumption that they know how to travel without with possibly via no clipping. Like, okay, I'm gonna just rephrase myself. Just every single person that has made an entity that exists in multiple rooms has made the assumption that these entities know how to get from one level to another via no clipping or some other mean that they only know about. They're just making no matter how smart they are, they know this stuff, which really doesn't make sense. Just if that's the case, if you are making that assumption, at least give the reason as to why.
Yeah, how do they get there?
I just think, also another group of people would definitely agree with me on this, that a lot of these creators would think, oh hey, these guys exist in one room, why can't this entity?
And the existence of very stupid entities. They're not supposed to be scary. Entities are not meant to be scary. I understand why people don't like the concept of entities, but there were always entities. There was always the idea of an entity in the background. That was always even from the original 4chan post.
Exactly, because at the end it says something saw you.
Yes. Yeah, because it says, if you hear something wandering around nearby, that one line debunks every opinion. Because it says, if you hear something wandering around nearby, hear something. Something is not you. Something is a different thing entirely. So there was always the concept, the thought of there is something else in these rooms. Always.
That's one of the things that made the Backrooms eerie in the first place when the actual post came out. Just like something is, you're not there alone, even though it might seem like
something else being there. That's why the people who say that level 0 is devoid of entities doesn't make sense. Because if there's something, unless there's two ways to look at this. There's two ways to look at it. Either there's no entities, and the creation of these noises are all auditory and visual hallucination, or there are entities in level 0 or level 1. Sorry, it goes both ways. You can pick and choose depending on how you want to look at it.
Yeah. As for, like, I think hounds are the most common entities that, like, because a lot of videos that are involving people going to the Backrooms, they've depicted mainly hounds, because especially there was this one where this guy that was a police officer no-clipped into the Backrooms, and at the end he got chased by, I don't know what, I think it was a skin stealer. Nobody really knows what that entity was, but there's another video where there's something going on all fours, which I assume to be a hound, because, of course, what other entity goes on all fours? So I'm pretty sure, like when it comes to level 0, most people think that hounds and skin stealers have it to place. One of the more infamous entities was something that actually made me angry about them, and I'm talking about the party goers. Like, the original picture. Editing Sleepy, put that up on the screen. It, like, how the original picture, how it's walking down that hall. Yeah. From what I read, they don't exist in level 0. They only exist in level fun and the very upper levels of the Backrooms. Why does it look like it's in level 0?
Good point.
What? Like,
plus
if it doesn't exist,
plus it's a stolen piece of work as well. That's what's funny about it. It's a stolen picture. It's not stolen, but it's a picture. It's a picture of a character that was redesigned. It's not an original. It's original design, but the actual anatomy isn't original. If you look at a picture of Gumby, Gumby is the exact same. It's just a redesigned Gumby. That's exactly what it is.
Okay, I'm searching that up now. Hey, editing Sleepy,
do it.
If you find
it looks the exact same. It is just a picture of Gumby. It's Gumby, Gumby.
Gumby character. Oh, okay. I knew I saw, like, that's a similar design somewhere. It's just with the carved-in face.
Yeah, it's not even a very, like, well done. It's a picture of Gumby. They turned it yellow and they added a smile to it. That's literally all it took.
Oh boy. So hey, 1K, if you're watching this video, please leave. I don't want you here. Like no, right. I don't want you here.
No need to. She's already banned from the whole community. Doesn't really matter.
I know. I'm just saying, like, if she's watching this video, just get out. Just get out, please. I don't need her watching this. I'm not even afraid of. Just there's no point of her getting mad over any of this, because she's banned anyways.
What I think personally.
What the?
The Backroom should be more focused on the hallucination side. I think there should be less entities, more focus on Level 0 should not have me personally. Level 0 should not have any entities on it whatsoever. It should just be a pure mimetic effect.
Hold on, I just found something hilarious.
Level 0 should be mainly done with auditory hallucinations. Like visual auditory.
One of my favorite entities, to be honest, because it made sense. I'd rather go by them by their actual name. Well, like what I prefer to call them. It's just they were
Regis.
Good. They were good. They made the one thing that made me like them so much is because of the fact that they made sense, and I mean a lot more sense than most of the other entities. Like in Sandy, that makes sense. Just take going insane and take mental problems and turn it into a anomalous sort of transformation that you can go through. That makes sense.
Just like in level 7 in the new one, you're transformed by. It's true. That does actually happen. That's not a fake phenomenon. That does happen.
Yeah, it does. The thing is,
if you're put animals that live in dark spaces lose the ability to see. They go blind because they don't need it. So if you were to be in it, just level 7, I guess, just increases the speed of which you change, you evolve essentially.
Yeah.
It's really weird, but it's interesting.
I've been working on my own Backrooms level. It's again like one thing I'm. Look at what I just.
What the fuck is this?
It's a rob. I looked up Gumby, and I just.
Is that a robbery?
Yes.
That's funny.
Like
Putting it in Liminal archives.
I bet wait. Link me to it if you actually do. I bet the guy who was at the register at the time was just like, what does he think he's doing?
I just posted on. I put it on Liminal archives to see what they say about it. All I said was the party goer robbing the store. Editor, put this in. Put a picture in. Top text, the party goer, Robin. Bottom text, Robin the store.
I'm going to create that like while I'm editing. Like during my editing when I get the main thing set up, I'm actually just gonna create that as a meme.
We're getting off topic. We need to get back on track. What's the next question?
before we do continue,
this video is sponsored.
actually, I don't have enough subscribers to do that.
It should be good now.
Alright. Anyway, one more question regarding the interview, because I do have to get back to, a Minecraft SMP, even though I showed you that I'm in. I left Gate alone. I don't... That's a bad idea in general, in any game.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me. Anyway.
From the little I've seen.
Anyway, how did you feel that this interview went? Do you think that you got, like, things some people might have wanted to know out there? How do you think this went?
I think it went great. I had a lot of fun. I think we got some good questions answered. We had a good, nice long chat. I think it went great.
Haven't done this before, and since it is my first time doing this, it went amazing for me. If this even gets on you, OBS, I swear if you cut any of this out, I'm gonna flip behind the scenes. Alright, anyway, I gotta go make sure that Gate hasn't blown up the entire beehive that me and Neil started, though. See you then. This has been Sleepy and Ferrante.
Yep.
Hope to see you in the next video.